Greetings, EDL DST 315 class, Disability History in America for January term 2017. Happy New Year. I am Dr. Kate Rousmaniere, professor in the Department of Educational Leadership, and I'm the instructor for this class. Because my last name is confusing, please call me Dr. Kate, and I will sign off my emails to you in that way as well. This is an introductory lecture to kind of give you a sense of what's going to go on in the next 3 weeks. First thing I want to tell you, I'll tell you a lot, is that this class moves really fast. It's a fantastic class. It's the 4th time I've taught it in January term. I really love it, but we really have to keep a move on it. So here's some introductory information to get you started on today, January 1st. Class starts tomorrow, but we can start moving now if you want to. First of all, there are 6 modules or units to this class, and at the beginning of each of the modules, I will give you this kind of a lecture for about 5 to 10 minutes. That kind of gives you an outline to what's going on in the upcoming readings and assignments, reminds you of deadlines, and also sort of gives some context to what it is that we're doing to help us keep moving. When this class moves very quickly, so my first tip to you is that when you're listening to these lectures, you might want to have a piece of paper nearby so you can take notes on things to remind yourself or other contexts, other things to kind of consider as you're reading. Secondly, I'll tell you now a little bit about how this class works. And I've described it on the syllabus as well, but here's a audio version of it. All of our readings and assignments for this class are chunked or organized into units of study, and each of those units of study are due on 2 days during the week, either Tuesday or Friday, and each time at 11:59 p.m. So every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m., that means right before midnight, and every Friday at 11:59 p.m., right before midnight, you will have something due. And so the class is organized in that way. Usually what's due on that time is reading and discussion forum, a quiz if there is one, and they're all online open book quizzes, and any other assignments. All the information for our class is on the Canvas site. And so today you might want to familiarize yourself with that site if you're not used to Canvas. All the readings are on the files section. You can see the modules, which is where each of the units is presented, and also the discussion forums and the syllabus as well. So plan accordingly that every Tuesday right before midnight and every Friday right before midnight for the next 3 weeks you will have something due. So for example, here's what's due this coming Tuesday, January 3rd, which is like day after tomorrow, at 11:59 p.m. First, the discussion forum. For this Tuesday, you will have 2 overall posts. One is the introduction to yourself, and I sent you an email about that on I think December 19th, and you can reply to the email or you can reply to the Canvas site when it opens up, which should be either today or tomorrow. And then second of all, you will have to send some discussion forum posts, and I have 4 questions on the discussion forum post for Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. And about the discussion forums, I described that pretty much in the syllabus, but I'll say a little bit more about it here. In any online class, the discussion forum is our class period. It's where we discuss our understandings and questions about the material and engage in our classmates about what we're reading. So really high quality postings include evidence of full engagement with the readings and engagement with other classmates' comments and thoughts. So by each due date, remember Tuesday at almost before midnight or Friday almost before midnight, each student needs to have posted a minimum of 5 discussion forum posts, evenly spaced across the assigned time period. In other words, try to post no more than 3 posts within a 12-hour period. Try and keep this, space yourself along here. You can post more than 3 in a 12-hour period, but I will look for posts that are made across the entire time period of the module. There are 5 discussion forum sessions for each of the 5 topic modules. There's a 6th module that will be the finale module. Posting for each module will be graded on a 0 to 4 point basis, leading to total possible points of 20. And you can see the discussion forum rubric, which I attached to the discussion forum post for this coming Tuesday, and also it's in the files section. No discussion forum post will be accepted after each deadline. The discussion forum closes right at 11:59, so make sure you get there on time. You can only post during the assigned time period. And also, Discussion forums tend to have a couple of questions, and so I'll ask you to clarify that in the post, which question you were thinking about at that time. And even if there are multiple questions, you still only need to give 5 total discussion posts. No matter how many questions I ask in one discussion forum post, you need to post a total of 5. So for example, this coming Tuesday, I ask you 4 questions. You can reply once to each of those 4 questions and then add a 5th. So you have 5 total discussion posts. This will make more sense as you get into the discussion forum, I promise. A final note about the discussion forum posts: you should all build on each other's posts by adding new ideas, information, arguments, examples from the readings, and also from your own reflections and understandings. Our goal here is to have a full discussion in which we all learn more about the readings from our collective posts and also about our own understandings from those collective posts. So you can be as informal as you want, but always please refer back to the readings and to the videos that you've seen so that we can all work together to get a better understanding of the content that we're looking at. Okay, now finally, here's an introduction to Module 1, which is due this coming Tuesday at 11:59. And remember that I told you earlier that one of the goals of these introductory videos I give is to sort of give you an overview of the upcoming module. So Module 1 is due Tuesday, January 3rd at 11:59. And the topic is the Introduction to the History of Disability. And you should start by watching the short video, It's Our Story. It's a 3-minute video. This 3-minute video offers a really nice overview of disability history, and it focuses on civil rights issues, including some of the main people and issues that we will be reading about and meeting later in the term. Ed Roberts is a really key figure in disability studies. The video raises a really central issue in the history of disability, and that is the civil rights activism of people with disabilities. So it's disabilities as a civil rights. And note the introductory quote on the top of our syllabus. If you believe that people have no history worth mentioning, it's easy to believe that they have no humanity worth defending. The history of disability has very much to do with the history of a people fighting for their own rights and recognition. It's a history of social justice and a history of a civil rights movement. So after watching that video, there are 2 relatively short readings by Kim Nielsen and by Darren Minarek and Timothy Lintner, and 2 key points to note about these readings. First, the concept of the medical model and a social model of disability. It's very important. There's a significant difference in thinking about disability as a medical issue that individuals face and as a social issue that a society faces. And then second, the concept of disability as an analytic tool. How thinking about the history of disability changes our thinking about other histories. And the reading that really gets into that really well is the following article, a rather longer article by Douglas Bainton that extends the topic of disability as an analytic tool and explores how thinking about disability changes our understanding of the broader history of inequality in America. I really love this article. It blows my mind every time I read it. Because Bainton really opens up the amazing ways that social and political inequality intersects. So really take time to read this and to reflect on it, and I'll ask you a question about it in the discussion forum. Finally, read chapters 1 through 3 in Kim Nielsen's terrific book, A Disability History of the United States. Be sure to read her introduction and personal motivation for getting into the field. Also, a good tip is that the concluding section of each chapter in this book really wraps up the chapter really well. It's a very well-written book. I think you'll enjoy it. So there we are. It's a lot of reading, and it should be, as this is a 3-credit course studied in less than a 1/5 of the time of a typical semester. Be sure to pace yourself both in reading and in posting. And also, please be sure to stay in touch with me. You can contact me individually on my Miami email. I'll be in Oxford and online with you all of the month of January. So, to review what's due Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, January 3rd at 11:59 p.m. First, review the syllabus and the Canvas site and make sure you understand how the class is set up. If not, email me. Second, post your introductions on the discussion forum page or on that email that I sent in December. In case the discussion forum page, I'm not quite sure when Canvas opens. I think it might open not until tomorrow, the 2nd, which is when the semester formally starts. Third, do your reading. And fourth, post responses to the 4 questions on Module 1 on the discussion page, and it's on the discussion link on the Canvas site. Post 5 total questions. And then finally, you can post your memoir assignment now. That's not due until Friday at 11:59, but the assignment page is open, and you can post that. You submit everything via Canvas site there. So welcome to our class and to an intense 3 weeks of reading, watching, thinking, discussing, and learning a lot about the world. Hope you're well, and Happy New Year. I'll see you on Tuesday.